Hello everybody, how y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Um I I'm not too sure if I'm gonna go for my walk today or not. I'm definitely gonna do my yoga. I got things straightened around here yesterday. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. I just did a card reading. Okay, there it is. I'm like, where's the volume button? Yeah, I still got my meditation music going, my Native American flute music. It was time for me to do a reading. I even asked Angie last time, by chance, do you happen to have a white unscented candle and either a lighter or something? And she thought she had maybe a votive, but definitely didn't. But she did have some matches. So basically these matches I haven't seen in quite a long time. She keeps them around the house. So, but she did give a good suggestion with Dollar Tree. So, yeah, and I forgot that they probably do sell some like white votives or something, or some tea light candles. I need to stretch my legs. Oh my goodness. There we go. That's a little bit better. I still got everything all laid out here. I haven't picked it up yet. I did take a picture. I'll post it up on the community channel. Excuse me, the community tab of the YouTube channel. Very good reading, most definitely. I just was feeling very... Well, I've been hearing this message coming out from MJ over there on Soulful Revolution, her YouTube channel, all week about releasing and letting go. I'll admit that's part of the reason why I really wanted to do things around here, because my sleep patterns are just not... It's like my brain keeps getting focused on one little thing or whatever throughout the day, and then it's getting exacerbated in my dream state. Good example. Yesterday, and I had same issue last night. Slept better last night, don't get me wrong. At least my dreams were more focused, but still very chaotic. I think I think I'm understanding the reason why. But anyway, I'll get into that here in a little bit. But anyway, I woke up this morning. Well, I woke up a few times overnight. One of them was, a couple of times was I needed to open up the window. I was so hot again. But yeah, opened it up and then I wound up being startled awake or whatever, thrown awake and closing it again. And then I was also trying to get her a little bit warm. She is really enjoying it because the way I have the bed situated now, it's right there next to the window, and she can sit there and look out the window all night. So that's really good for her, because I know she likes to do that, especially when she had her tree, which of course she doesn't have anymore. Yeah, I don't think I could fit that on the plane. That couldn't go in the luggage. Even broken down. Yeah, that wasn't happening. So, but at least she has, the bed to be able to sit and look out the window, and it's nice and comfy and cozy. But I don't know, I was just startled awake, and I had to go over there and fix her blankies for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, this morning I was woken up again with low sugar, so I took care of that, and then I fell back to sleep. But how I finally more or less got sleep and was woken up was this dream that I had. Getting back to what I was talking about before with my brain getting fixated on something or whatever. When I was cleaning yesterday, straightening things around or whatever, I needed to move some of her stuff. One of them was her carrier, and it still had the tag on it from the airline. They had to put on it, and you had to sign on the back. You have to read it, sign on the back as far as agreeing to it, their rules and conditions and so forth. And I read that, and basically all it was saying was that you agree to keep them in their carrier at all times, in a nutshell. And I remember when I was on the plane and we were taxiing around on the runway before we left Vegas, that one of the stewards was going down, and he seen that I still had her in my lap. He's like, oh, she has to go up underneath the seat in front of you or the seat next to you, because the seat next to me was empty, but she had to go up underneath the seat or whatever. And unfortunately, and I was just like, well, I prefer to hold on to her or whatever, and so forth. And he's and the thing that struck out with me is that, well, it's even on the tag on the back that you signed. I like, you know what? This is not an argument that's worth it. Just put her up underneath the seat and be done with it. It's like she's here. That's what matters most. I really would have preferred having her in my lap to help us both with it and everything, because I'm sure it was unsettling for her. But she did okay. And it was a little unsettling for my stomach. I was just like, oh gosh, that takeoff, that feeling, it's like, oh, I don't care for it. Nor the landing, nor the flight itself. I don't really care for flying, to say the least. I prefer having my feet on the ground. That's my opinion. But anyway, I was just like, even at the time, I was just like, I don't remember reading that she has to be up underneath there, at least not on the tag, I remember reading it on the thing, but I was in hopes, I could hold on to her or whatever, but I was just like, pick your battles, this isn't a battle right now, and you don't want to get kicked off the plane. Not now, after all this. So I don't know. I don't think we had even left the gate yet. I don't remember. But anyway, I don't think we were taxiing yet. I don't remember. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, I reread that tag yesterday, and I'm like, sure as shit, I was right. And well, that wound up surfacing in my dream. I had dreamt that I'd gone to a doctor's office. Well, first there was some chaos beforehand. Something to do with my car. And this one woman basically commandeered it or whatever. And she apparently knew how to drive a stick shift. And she was the one who was driving it. And we were supposed to be in Vegas or whatever. But it wasn't Vegas. I didn't recognize any of the roads. And we were heading someplace or whatever, and somehow or another I wound up in a doctor's complex. It was an office, but it turned out to be this huge complex. And it basically with the tag, it was saying that, that she had to be kept in the carrier at all times. Well, in my dream, I had taken her out, and somehow she got out of my arms and was hiding, and I was trying to find her. I was looking all over this complex. I even wound up outdoors in this construction area with this gravel pit. I mean, it was just like, oh my gosh. Oh, okay, I know where that came from. It was this picture that I seen just before I went to bed. It looked like a gravel pit, but it wasn't. It was basically a mountain. But anyway, but in my dream it wound up translating into like a gravel pit or whatever. That's kind of what I was. And unfortunately, the security lady, she, because I was wandering around this medical complex, I was going in places where I didn't belong, and so for a while I was trying to look for her, and this security lady comes by, and she's trying to escort me out, but she's getting distracted with things, and I just wanted to get back to the main part of the building where I first lost her. So in that way I could possibly find her, because I figured she probably didn't travel very far, but in my haste, I was all over the place. So that's what I mean, with my dreams, with how they're translated, how my subconscious basically is translating things in my dreams. Well, one of the things, and another reason why I really wanted to do a reading is maybe help clear the air with doing some smudging, have the window open so everything can go out. Also help calm me down, help clear my energy a little bit and everything. And I did realize that one of the reasons, really this started before, of course it started before I left, because that's kind of what I've been talking about the last several days with the premonitions and so forth. And it really occurred to me this morning, the reason why. The reason why I had gotten a crystal ball to begin with, I was really drawn to it. There was really no reason why, but after I got it, I had been sleeping with a dream catcher, which was kind of helping. But then when I got the crystal ball, it really did help me I kept it right next to my bed, and it really did help me with my subconscious, with my dreams. So things weren't so chaotic. And I'm like, okay, that's probably part of the reason why. But then again, I'm also remembering that it also could act as an inhibitor with preventing messages coming through that really needed to come through. I felt like that quite a few times. Like something was struggling to come through, but it couldn't because of the dream catcher and the crystal ball basically enhancing the dream catcher. After my dream catcher broke, I still have it. I actually have it here next to my bed here. After it broke, basically it doesn't have, I'll show you guys. It's not on a regular chain, as you can see. It's basically like a plastic rope, I guess you could say, and or it is twine or something inside, but it's coated in plastic. That you can see right there, it broke from its clasp here. After all, it's about 25 years old, something like that. So yeah, so I just basically need to figure out a way to reconnect it or whatever. My favorite song is on Pure Bliss by Marina Ray. That's good. I love that artist. But either way, you can see my dream catcher here. It's been plenty worn. Yeah, it's kind of falling apart there. But anyway, as you can tell, my brain is really frazzled because I'm just not sleeping well. What I need to do is a couple things. First, like I was talking about with MJ, messages have been coming out from her all week about letting go. And I'll admit, and I mean, let's face it, it's only been a couple of weeks, and I spent 20 years in Vegas. That's a lot of letting go, But I do need to embrace it here more. I need to be more proactive. I have been resistant. And it's just like with my friends, they've been wanting to help me more in more ways, but I've been pushing back. One of the cards that came out, actually what came out just before. Yeah. Okay. I'll post the picture of the reading, like I said, after everything is said and done. So yeah, a lot of resistance, a lot of conflict, tower moment, and the past position is very, very poignant in this reading, where with the spirit animal oracle, first card pulled out from the bottom of the deck was the number 30 card, the grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. And that was up underneath, subconscious, taking that leap of faith. But in the past position with my tarot deck, I pulled, the Tower, the Devil, and the Knight of Wands. 9 of Wands, not Knight, but 9. So it makes a lot of sense. And in the current position, the present position, sweet results await with the bee spirit. I've been drawn to the bee spirit quite a bit, with just imagery and so forth that I've been seeing. And then it was, and that was from the top of the deck. And then it's the Sun card, the Two of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Makes a lot of sense. And then in the future position, the Horse spirit, freedom is yours. 8 of Swords, Knight of Cups, and then the World card. It makes perfect sense, especially since with the 4 previous cards, one of the cards that I pulled from the bottom of the deck was the High Priestess, needing, that major arcana card, needing to basically let go to allow my intuition to come through more. Keeping the blindfold on, but releasing. I'll show you. It's releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. Breaking free of those ties that bind. And follow my intuition. I'm really drawn to that blindfold, especially with where it's at. Even though, in many ways, again, blindfold again. What I need to be doing is more of this. Breaking free of those ties that bind. And finding my way through the obstacle by following my intuition. Because right before then, this is what's interesting. Very first card I drew, Queen of Swords. I do see clearly. And the Master. And it will help with building my confidence. So anyway, I know I'm getting a little bit spiritual for a lot of people probably, but oh well, this is my video, right? So, a lot of things having to do with the new beginning. I did draw the Fool card. New beginning. And then the King of Pentacles. They do have their backs to each other, which is kind of interesting. But at the same point, that's the conflict in some ways. And it's right up under, they're both up underneath the big conflict card. So, but as long as I follow these next 3 cards, planting the seeds, watching them grow, getting to the heart of the matter, and following my heart, basically getting to the heart of the matter, which is following my heart, Sweet results await. Freedom is yours. Take that leap of faith. So, that's what I have to do. Need to do more of. And it's like she was saying, I don't remember if it was this morning's message or if it was the reading. She's doing extra readings right now because this is a very big month with the astrology between the full moon, lunar eclipse we have coming up next week, and then we have Mercury retrograde. Right now we're in the pre-shadow of the Mercury retrograde. Venus is in retrograde. We're in a post-shadow of Mars being in retrograde. And then at the end of the month, we have the solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse. Not here in North America. I think it's, I know it's obviously somewhere else in the world, but I just don't know where. I haven't looked it up. So yeah, big month for astrology. And I believe Neptune is supposed to be going into Aries. And I know Venus is going to be, is currently in Aries. She's going to be going back into Pisces. And yeah, that's what I mean. There's a lot that's going on this month astrologically. So she's doubling up on her readings. So anyway, like I know my brain is, I'm tired. So my brain is really frazzled right now. It's like she was saying, you know, it's time to let go and go with the flow. Like I said, I don't remember which reading it was, the morning message or yesterday afternoon's reading that she did. But basically she was saying, let go and go with the flow more, which I do need to do. But I'm definitely going to get back into doing my yoga this morning. I may go for a walk this afternoon. I'm not entirely too sure. Maybe go for a walk this evening or something. I'm not too sure. All I know is I need to go with the flow a little bit more. I'm also hungry. So that's another reason why I don't want to go for my walk. And maybe I'll have my walk be going down to Dollar Tree. Or maybe do it afterwards or something. I don't know. In some ways I feel like I'm kind of rambling, but at the same point, trying to get my head together with everything. But I did make room for me to be able to do my yoga in here, so that's good. Got some things a little bit more situated. Some things I kind of turned my one suitcase into a makeshift dresser, basically. And then the other I have for storage for things that I'm not really using. Yeah, I in some ways I feel like my brain is, you know, of course the ego side is still trying to wrap its head around the fact that I'm not in Ego City anymore. Let's face it. I mean, Vegas is world-renowned, entertainment capital of the world. It's a huge ego boost. And it does play into the ego. And there was something that it did happen yesterday. I saw a tweet where people were flipping out about, I guess it is a plane that came in from the Ukraine. It's a monster jet. And I was just like, okay, what's the big deal? Because it's basically the same make and model of plane used to come into Vegas all the time. It was used by an Israeli airline. I don't remember the name of it. It used to come in. It's just had just started coming in before the pandemic hit. But of course, all the flights were stopped. And it was like non-stop 17-hour flight, you know, of course. Oh, wow, you know, it's coming here. But with these folks, I have no idea why it was here or anything. I didn't get any answers to any of that. But I was just reading the comments, and because I was kind of wondering where it was from. It wasn't the same brand that was on the plane, and that's how I found out that it was from Ukraine. And of course, there were some snide comments that were made and so forth too. But you know, I know a lot, some things that are going on with with my dream state and so forth, is me wrapping my head around, or my ego basically wrapping itself around the fact that I no longer live in Ego City. It's time for me to let all of that go and follow my true path. And I know what that is now. But in order for me to do it, I have some clearing I need to do. I really do. And that's the whole point to me doing all this. I am going to smudge the room also, help clear out energy. But yeah. And I just need to start embracing my new home. I need to start calling this home. That's what it is. That's what a lot of it boils down to. I need to start embracing my new home. And it is a beautiful home. It really is. I think that probably one thing that would help is if I could get out more and explore, you know. I know I had the opportunity last Saturday, but unfortunately I desperately needed a shower. And it was a good thing I didn't go because with where they went, it was just jam-packed monster situation with lines and Silver's. Joann's, of course, you know, they're going out of business. But I really need to start seeing it more. I will admit, like when I'm up on my Twitter feed, I have a tendency to be drawn more towards the Vegas posts, you know, and I'm finding myself clicking on those follow buttons with things that are popping up. I need to be embracing more out here. And I know that. Because really, ultimately, I wanted to leave. I have what I want now. And that's the thing, too, that with this reading, I drew 3 of the 9s. The one that's missing is the 9 of Cups, which is the wish granted. And I did get my wish granted last month. Even my Wheel of the Year reading. That was one of the cards that I drew. And yet, I'm resisting it. And I really wanted to leave. I really did. But I'll admit, I didn't want it to happen the way it did. I really wanted to be able to bring my stuff with me. And unfortunately, I had to leave it all behind. But I brought with me what was intended for me to bring with. And that's one way I have to look at it. Yeah. I brought with me what I was intended to bring with. I'm hearing the blue jay throwing a temper tantrum at somebody. Could be the reason why I haven't seen the seen the blue jays yet. Yeah, I hear them. I did see a bald eagle. Did see cardinal. I have seen most things. For some reason, blue jay. Yeah. I need to embrace it here more. Open myself up here. This card really, that blocking. And that love in. And follow my heart. Yeah. Because it is beautiful. Ooh. They were really throwing a fit. But we are supposed to be getting up into the 50s this weekend. And Monday we're supposed to top out at 60. Awesome. that's going to be fun. But yeah, I'm going to definitely, and I realized too, it isn't just about letting go of Vegas. It was also a lot of things that I left behind too. Like I had been missing my cards, being like, oh, maybe I should send for them all, and so on and so forth. And it's like, no, it's time to leave them behind too. And including my yoga mat. Get a new yoga mat. Leave behind all that energy. I realized that this morning. I know I see the time. I'm running over. Yeah. And then start embracing around here more. I've been getting resistant. And it's time for me to embrace here, around here more. Get that balance. Which is up underneath the deck, actually. That emotional balance. King of Cups. Yeah. That's my mission, my goal. Then I can go for that job at Llewellyn. Then I can go for that. Been getting a lot of those emails about being a life coach too. A lot. And I get it. And there was also another message that came through last night, which, before I went to bed, I was like, what? And I did have another premonition about that same time, actually, too. Okay, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for letting me hash all this out. I appreciate it. It isn't just about the physical. It's also about the spiritual, and which, of course, all affects the mental. All right, I better go. I love you guys. It's 10:30. Actually, 10:32, and it's 32 minutes into this. Oh, by the way, the numbers, numerologically, 7 and 4. My birth year. I knew it, as soon as I seen the 7, I knew the 4 was going to come out in the second reading. I just knew it. It's like, yep, I get it. And then my birth month and day, 11. Yeah, I get it. Okay, big message. Coming in through spirit. Just like she said, you need to connect more. You need to get back connected with spirit again. That was another message that came out. So I'm like, nope, do a reading. So, all right. And I need to get back to doing my sewing too. Relaxing. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all soon.